guys, it's me Rena from Crochet, and today's video I'll be doing another crochet challenge. I actually signed up for a market with my friends and we actually got accepted. I will be sharing a vlog for that later, not now. But that means we gotta do some market prep, and one of the items I am planning on bringing to the market are velvet scrunchies. So I realized I actually haven't done a how many scrunchies can I crochet in one day video yet. So I figured, why not? I'll make some stock for my market and also get content out of it. It's about 10 a.m. right now. I've already eaten breakfast and I think I'm good to go. I have a lot of velvet yarn. I have more than just Juicy Couture. I have the Bernat velvet as well. I think my plan of attack is to finish my skeins of Juicy Couture first, and then I will start working down my skeins of Bernat velvet. One, to get the skeins out of here because I have a lot of yarn, and I figure that, well, I can't buy Juicy Couture anymore. I need to actually use it for something, and you know, scrunchies are kind of the perfect usage for it. I can't imagine myself making that many scrunchies in one day too, because I do think I am a faster crocheter, but I'm still not Passionate Kelsey. She's finishing 50 in one day. I don't think I will ever get to that much. So my goal for myself is maybe like 20. I will, however, be using this half-finished scrunchie as my first scrunchie because it's been sitting here and why not? So I guess let's work on the first scrunchie. Let me take off this watch so it doesn't count my steps. So the scrunchie pattern I am using is the Velvet Scrunchie pattern by Passionate Kelsey. It's a very popular pattern and it's also a very aesthetic pattern. And it's super easy. First scrunchie, down. I need to figure out where I'm gonna put these completed scrunchies. I'll use this bag. So, one scrunchie down. We'll see how many I can get throughout the rest of the day. Second scrunchie done. I still need to weave in the ends, obviously. I may or may not weave in my ends during the video just because weaving in ends kind of throws off my flow, but also weaving in ends on this is really easy, so we'll see how that works out. But I have noticed that this yarn, a little rant here, so I bought this yarn a hot while ago, like I don't remember when. But so it's like it's one of the sparkly Juicy Couture yarns, and normally Juicy Couture yarn doesn't have like shedding issues, but not the velvet, but the sparkles on the velvet has been shedding like crazy, and it is driving me nuts. I'm still gonna use it, I'm still gonna finish it off, because it's still pretty and sparkly and stuff like that, but hopefully when I go to the other skeins I won't have that problem, because I think this is my only sparkly skein. So yeah. Also, I recently decided to cave and finally bought the name brand Clover Moore hooks, and I'm testing them out right now in my projects, and so far I like it. I see why everyone freaks out about it, because I've been using like Clover knockoffs for basically the past year and a half, but I'm conflicted on how I feel about them because the actual grip itself is not my favorite, because if anything it's a little short for my liking, but the hook is so smooth. Like, if anything, the Clover Moore hook is the thing that's worth it, not the grip. If you can like replace the grip with like anything else, with like something a little bit more ergonomic to your liking, then you have like the ultimate hook. This is actually most noticeable when I use acrylic yarn, because some acrylic yarns tend to squeak, but with my other hooks, the acrylic yarn is squeaking on like that metal and it's awful. Whereas with the Clover Moor hooks, because the finish is so smooth, there's not that problem. Random tangent, I will continue crocheting scrunchies, but I'm like midway through a YouTube video and that took me about 15 minutes, so there's hope. First skein of Juicy Couture done with about this much yarn left. I made 4 scrunchies with that skein, and I guess if you count the other scrunchie where I just finished that partial scrunchie, that's 5 scrunchies so far, and it is 11:45, so I think I'm on a good path. So I made 2 purple scrunchies, and I have enough yarn for at least 1 more scrunchie. I think I had made a scrunchie with this earlier, so I think I'll still be able to get 4 scrunchies out of this skein, but my hands are starting to hurt a little bit, so I'm going to take a break and go grocery shopping and meal prep a little bit. I am fed. Now to make more scrunchies. Finished another skein of the Juicy Couture. I have about this much left, and I have 2 more skeins of this purple, but at the moment, let's use a different color. I kind of want to use this blue color because it's pretty and I only have 1 of it, so I'm gonna do that. So I just finished crocheting 4 scrunchies of this blue. I have about this much yarn left, which is not enough to make another one, so I'm just gonna say I finished a skein and put this aside. Maybe I can use this for a scrap scrunchie or something else, who knows. But in the meantime, my hands hurt, so I'm going to use this time to actually weave in my ends, because otherwise I will not. Now, as I weave in my ends, I'm just gonna yap a little bit. You know how I said I was going to do, 20 scrunchies in one day? That was delusional of me to say, because that's not going to happen. It's about like 3:30 right now, and I don't have nearly that many scrunchies made, definitely not 20 at least. I haven't actually done a count, but I don't have 20 scrunchies made at all. Like, that's just not happening. So yeah, that was delusional, my bad. But also, I was also trying to figure out how to make these, like, how many can I do in one day videos more entertaining. So I decided to reference the Passionate Kelsey video. I decided to rewatch one of her, scrunchie making videos because she has done this challenge multiple times, and I guess there's a correction on one part. The highest amount of scrunchies she has actually made in one day, because she has done that video about 3 times. The most she ever did in one day was about 43, not 50. So yeah, I think her how many can I make in one day ranges at like 40 scrunchies in a day, which is, way more than what I'm gonna be doing. If I'm basing my pie in the sky goals off of her, then like my insane number would be 20, because assuming I'm like half as fast as her, which I don't even know how I compared to her, honestly, in terms of my crochet speed. People have told me I'm fast, but I don't actually know how fast I am at the end of the day. Am I fast, or do I just dedicate more of my time crocheting? That's the real question, right? But yeah, I was watching her video to kind of get a gauge of like how she makes the videos, because I struggle a little bit with like making these types of crochet challenges entertaining. Because at the end of the day, like when I'm making these in real life, I'm literally just sitting down and crocheting. I'm not doing much of anything. Like, I'm watching a show, I'm sitting. A lot of the times I've been sitting in the same space too, so like, I don't move. What's there to see, right? So that's where I struggled a little bit. Also, my body is aching right now, which is why I'm taking a slight break and weaving in my ends, because that is a little bit easier on my fingers and my arms right now to weave in ends. So maybe this is my sign to myself to actually weave in my ends, because then it'll give me a little bit of a break. I mean, I also went grocery shopping today, so it's not like I just crocheted, but I also feel like I need to take these challenge videos more seriously, because You know, it's meant to be a challenge, right? Now, going back to like me watching Passionate Kelsey, the thing is that like when she makes her videos, because she crochets so much quicker, I think like she basically films a little segment of her making every single color of scrunchie in that video. So I'm like, oh, I haven't been switching around the scrunchies and I've only made 3 colors so far. So it's a little bit boring to just watch someone make a scrunchie. When I finish weaving in these ends, I might have to start dinner at some point. I'll weave in these ends first and then I'll switch to a different color of scrunchie afterward, just to kind of have variety in what I make. That way it looks a little bit more visually appealing, you know? It's not as boring. On the other hand, I feel a little bit ahead of myself now that I've done making this video, because regardless of whether I actually make a lot of scrunchies in one day or not, I will still have inventory for my market. We have weekly what we call sweatshop sessions, and I've only been crocheting for the market at those sessions, and I feel like I haven't been doing a lot of crocheting for that outside of those sessions. So I guess this is the first time I'm actually crocheting for this market outside of that sweatshop session. So I'll have something to add. And the thing is, like, our sweatshop sessions are fairly casual too, obviously actively working, but we find ourselves distracted by other things since we meet up in the middle of the week on an office day, and that doesn't allow me to crochet that many objects unless if I'm working on something small. I could work on something small like this, but I want to have variety in my shop, so I haven't really done a lot of like objects. I'm unironically banking on some of the like inventory I had for Etsy as the stuff I'm gonna bring to this market, because I do a really poor job at promoting my Etsy, so like nothing sells, and because nothing sells, I have like a lot of inventory, so I'll just be selling that instead. Should I do a count up before this video ends or after this video ends? I feel like if I count my items before the video ends, I'll be like, oh, I'm good enough, and then not try to push myself to make more. But I'm also curious how many I've made so far, because I really haven't been keeping count. I've probably made about 4-ish per skein, so like, I think I have about 12, I don't know. Okay, my ends are weaved in. Let's get back to crocheting scrunchies. The next color I'm going to use is this pink Juicy Couture yarn. This is Soft Glow, and let's get to it. I got distracted with some video editing because I wanted to kind of edit as I go with these videos, but I made 2 scrunchies, and now I'm gonna go cook dinner. So I finished my scrunchies and I have about this much yarn left of the pink skein. I think it can make one more, but if it doesn't, then I'll just grab my extra skein and I guess finish out the scrunchie. And I think while I'm at that, I'll probably use up this purple skein plus, you know, some extra this. So I'm gonna do that. I think I'll, I guess, finish up 2-ish scrunchies and we'll see. Okay, so I was actually able to get an extra scrunchie from that skein. So I was actually able to get 5 skeins of yarn from that 1 skein of Juicy Couture. And then I ended up finishing this scrunchie right here from the little scrap of yarn plus some extra skein of the purple. It's about 8:30 right now. I technically have about an hour and a half before this challenge officially ends, but my wrist is starting to hurt a little bit, so I'm gonna take it chill a little bit. I definitely have more yarn and more scrunchies that I could make, but I'm going to basically make those if I feel like it. I'm not gonna push myself too hard because at the end of the day, I do want to take it a little bit chill. I'll probably edit a little bit, watch some YouTube videos, and I'll talk to you guys next morning with an update. Okay, it's next morning, and since the last time I checked in, I have made 1 scrunchie, so let's do a final count up. So yesterday I made 5 pink scrunchies in the color Soft Glow, 5 sparkly scrunchies in the color, I think this is Fire Opal. I'm not actually sure what this is called. I just know it's a really bright red color. 5 scrunchies in the color Plum, and 4 scrunchies in this nice blue color. So if I add everything up, I made 19 scrunchies. That's pretty good, honestly. It's funny because I had my goal be 20 scrunchies, and then later I was like, I'm not gonna make 20 scrunchies, that's delusional. But the end result was actually pretty close to 20 scrunchies, so I'm perfectly satisfied with 19 scrunchies. Especially considering my hand was starting to hurt a little bit, I'm pretty happy with this result. I could have made more, but I also could have made less. So overall, I think this is a success. And now I will have a lot of scrunchies for my market coming up. So great. Thank you for watching. And did you think I was gonna make 19 scrunchies? Let me know down in the comments below. And with that, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you like to see more content from me, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you next time. Bye!